yesterday, the orange bastard started screeching and farting in a campaign fundraising email that Joe Biden was, quote, locked and loaded and ready to take me out. In other words, kill me. During the 2022 search of his Mar-a-Lago estate for the classified documents that this orange son of a bitch had stolen, which is an unbelievable distortion of standard FBI policy on the use of deadly force during these kinds of operations. As a matter of fact, the FBI waited until they knew Trump was not at his Winter Palace before they went in with their search warrants. I mean, they didn't want to have to confront him and bitch slap him maybe. I don't know what Trump would have done. But on the other hand, Trump's attorney before the Supreme Court made a very clear, unequivocal statement that a president of the United States would in fact have the right to kill an opponent and do it legally or without any kind of repercussions. That's the point that Trump and his lawyers made before the Supreme Court. So what the fuck is he bitching about? If Joe Biden wanted to kill him, so what? See how crazy it's gotten. Now, the orange bastard apparently was referencing a law enforcement document released yesterday in court filings in this particular case, the classified documents case. And that document describes the FBI's plans for a court-authorized search. It was not a raid. It was a search for material that the orange bastard had stolen. And the search was to be conducted August 8th, 2022, at the orange bastard's Winter Palace, Mar-a-Lago. FBI agents recovered in that search. The FBI agents recovered classified material from Trump's time in the White House. In other words, their search yielded what they knew was there: documents that the orange bastard had stolen. And that's the basis of the case now, that this scummy son of a bitch Trump is now charged with illegally retaining. And one page in the document, this law enforcement document, includes a policy statement. That's what it's called, a policy statement on the use of deadly force. And that policy statement says officers may resort to lethal force only when the subject of such force poses, quote, an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to an officer or another person. I mean, that's standard operating procedure that is included in any search warrant or the FBI, especially this one, where the FBI and the Justice Department and the National Archives made dozens of requests to this son of a bitch. Over and over and over again, you've got to return the documents you took. You've got to give them back. They go to the National Archives, and every single time, the orange bastard would say, fuck you, these are my toys, and I'm going to play with them. And I'm going to show them to my dinner guests, and I'm going to act like a big man that I have this stuff. They weren't going to kill Trump. They weren't going to shoot him. But now, you see, Trump has something new. Oh, they were going to kill me. Ah! So because of that policy statement that is in every single FBI search warrant, the orange bastard and some of his scum-sucking brown shirts are now saying that this is evidence that Biden's Justice Department was prepared to shoot him, to kill him. Oh, would that were true. In fact, like I mentioned, Trump wasn't even there the day of the search. And the FBI agents who conducted the search specifically sought to avoid a confrontation with this cowardly little son of a bitch, Donald Trump. They chose a day when Trump would not be at the property. And the FBI based that on a heads up given to the FBI by the Secret Service, whose job it is to protect this rotten Nazi son of a bitch. But the Secret Service notified the FBI, yo, the dude's going to be gone on August 8th, so come and do your search then, which is exactly what happened. So a former president, this filthy Donald Trump, falsely accusing his successor of posing a threat to his life is like so much concerning Donald Trump. It has no precedent. There is nothing like this in American history. And that comment by this orange prick yesterday, it'll be used as fundraising. It'll be used to motivate the scum who think Trump is a wonderful man. But it marks a sharp escalation of these baseless attacks on Biden. Even as this scummy son of a bitch Trump still faces 88 criminal charges across 4 indictments in federal and state courts. Oh my God. But we have people in this country, don't you know, who are going to listen to what this orange son of a bitch is saying about, oh, he wanted to kill me. Oh, they were going to take me out. And they will believe it. They believe it. A fundraising email last night from the son of a bitch that was in the candidate's name arrived with the subject line, quote, "They were authorized to shoot me." I mean, oh my God damn. The FBI said in a statement after this bullshit came out, that it, quote, followed standard protocol in the search, as we do for all search warrants, which includes a standard policy statement limiting the use of deadly force. No one ordered additional steps to be taken, and there was no departure from the norm in this matter, end quote. Now, that was a statement that the FBI felt compelled to issue. And the agents who conducted this search warrant got approval from a federal magistrate judge in Florida to search the bastard's Mar-a-Lago estate after months of efforts trying to get Trump to hand over the documents at issue. And agents also arrived, and get this, in deliberately casual outfits to lower their profile. They wore khakis and polo shirts. They didn't wear their uniforms. They showed up like, oh, ho-hum, we're here to conduct a search. No offense. Jesus Christ. And then in response to a question that was directed at this campaign spokesfreak, Caroline Leavitt, she was asked a question about the differences between the policy in law enforcement in the document, which is standard policy, instructions on how to use or not use lethal force, the difference between that and the orange bastard's claims about what could have happened. So Carolyn Leavitt answered by accusing the Washington Post, who reported this story, of waging, quote, a sickening attempt to run cover for Joe Biden, end quote. These people are insane. There is no question. Carolyn Leavitt, huh? And in an email to the Post, she also wrote this, quote, "The good news is Americans don't buy the pro-Democrat election interfering pro-Biden propaganda the Washington Post is constantly selling," end quote. And then this crazy son of a bitch, the Q bitch from here in Georgia, Marjorie Greene, went even further than Trump on social media. She posted on X this, quote, "The Biden DOJ and FBI were planning to assassinate President Trump and gave the green light," end quote. Jesus Christ. It leaves me speechless. You know, I mean, it really does. It just leaves me completely speechless. And I'm supposed to be doing an hour-long podcast. But I don't know what to say. Dealing with this kind of madness that Joe Biden had ordered, that put out a hit on Donald Trump. This is the kind of shit that Donald Trump would do. I mean, his own lawyers brought this up. Yeah, I have a right to kill people if I want to, SEAL Team 6 and et cetera, et cetera. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. The Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.